The first, the most obvious question: why have you now decided to drop your media guard with a recent Rolling Stone interview and this one for MTV? And an obvious follow-up to that question: why were you so secretive prior to this?
Well, as you can see, I have made a lot of friends here, but I was homesick and I missed America. And I guess I just wanted to talk to somebody.
A lot of observers have remarked on your apparent need for control. And it is apparently true that only with your most recent 2 albums did you give credit to your band for composing, arranging, and performing. It seems to us, from what we know of your personal background, that the need for control arose from your childhood and early teen years, when you had a total lack of control over your life and were shunted from home to home. Is this the case? If so, please restate it in your own words. Otherwise, how does the need for control and/or your current, more open stance relate to your music itself?
I was horrible. To be perfectly honest, I was surrounded by my friends. Nevertheless, we had difference of opinion in a lot of situations. Musically speaking, that is. And I wasn't quite sure. A lot had to do with me not being quite sure exactly which direction I wanted to go in. And I think later on, towards the controversy period, I got a better grip on that. And that's when you started to see more and more people participating in recording activities. Boom.
Someone in Minneapolis recently told us that several months ago they were in a studio there when David Rifkin, your sound engineer, walked in. They asked him what he thought of the new Prince album, Around the World in a Day. He said, "It's great, but wait till you hear the new album." Apparently, he meant that you're already working on a new LP, ready to go, and that this one was a strong return to your funk roots. Is this true? Can you elaborate? What will it be called? When is it due out? And what's the music like?
Don't you like surprises? Guess not. It is true, I record very fast. It goes even quicker now that the girls help me. The girls meaning Wendy and Lisa, not these girls. I don't really think I left my funk roots to begin with anywhere along the line. Around the World in a Day is a funky album. Live, it's even funkier. So, that's a foolish question. Next.
Why did you make the announcement that there'd be no singles or videos from Around the World in a Day?
Because...
And then start issuing singles and making videos anyway?
Because I wanted this album to be listened to and judged, critiqued, listened to as a whole. It's hard to take a trip and go around the block and stop when the trip is 400 miles. Dig?
Speaking of singles and videos, your latest is America. Obviously, this is one of the most political songs you've ever done. Could you tell us what you think the song is supposed to say to people? For example, is it straightforwardly patriotic, or more complicated than that?
Straightforward, forwardly patriotic. Without even.
We understand you're directing the America video, and that you also directed your Raspberry Beret video. How do you like directing videos? How do you approach directing a video? Do you consult others in order to keep a certain perspective when directing yourself in a video?
Yes, definitely. On directing myself, I consult Stephen, my manager. On directing other Paisley Park artists, I consult the artists first and foremost. One thing I try to do with the things that I direct, mainly for our acts, is go for the different, the out of the norm, the avant purple, so to speak. And the thing that's unique about the situation that I'm in now with these people is that they all know who they are, and they agree with me when we say one thing, that our record label and all our acts and the music that we produce is an alternative. And if someone wants to go along for that ride, then cool.
Would you ever like to direct your own movie?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Speaking of movies, tell us as much as you can about Under the Cherry Moon. What's the plot? What kind of characters? What kind of music? How many songs? What can we expect?
It's a French film. And it's a black and white French film. And she's in it. And her name's Emmanuelle. That's your name. That's her name. What?
Where's the hose at?
What? Wait. Rome.
Yeah.
Come here, man. This is Jerome Benton.
Voila.
And
Enchanté.
this is our landlord. We live together.
Yes, we live together. How much for the hat?
$3 million. I got it in a divorce settlement.
I'll settle for that. Get out. Okay, cool. I'm raising the rent.
She could explain the film better. You explain the film. To that camera. That one. That's a pretty one.
C'est un très beau film noir et blanc et avec plein de personnages fantastiques. L'histoire d'un pianiste qui s'appelle Christopher et d'une jeune fille très très riche qui s'appelle Mary Sharon. Et puis ils tombent amoureux l'un de l'autre. Et puis là-dedans, moi je suis une fille complètement folle avec des couettes, des mini-jupes. Et je suis la concierge. Voilà, c'est tout. That's it.
Thank you. That was excellent.
Okay, I'll go get your Cadillac, okay?
Cadillac. Oh, no. I don't drive no Cadillac, all right? I used to, but I don't anymore. What it is? Next question.
A lot of people were offended by what they saw as sexism in Purple Rain.
Nah, wait,
Or-
wait. I didn't write Purple Rain. Someone else did. And it was a story, a fictional story, and it should be perceived that way, and nothing else. violence is something that happens in everyday life, and we were only telling a story. And I wish it was looked at that way, but I don't think anything we did was unnecessary. Sometimes for the sake of humor, we may have went overboard, and if that was the case, then I'm sorry, but it was not the intention.
When and how did you first get the idea for Purple Rain, the movie? Did you really spend a year or so taking notes in a purple notebook, like some people have said?
Yes.
Did you ever think Purple Rain, the movie, and the album would be as big as they were?
You see these cufflinks? Whose dog?
Your drawers.
Oh, God.
Whose drawers?
Your drawers.
Very good. Wonderful.
Give a brother a break, I don't know.
Speaking of brothers, some people have criticized you for selling out to the white rock audience with Purple Rain and leaving your black listeners behind. How do you respond to that?
Oh, come on. Come on. Cufflinks like this cost money, okay? Let's be frank. Can we be frank? If we can't be nothing else, we might as well be frank, okay? So now, think it. Seriously, I was brought up in a black and white world. And yes, black and white, night and day, rich and poor, black and white. And I listened to all kinds of music when I was young. And when I was younger, I always said that one day I was going to play all kinds of music and not be judged for the color of my skin, but the quality of my work. And hopefully that will continue. I think there are a lot of people out there that understand this because they support me and my habits, and I support them and theirs.
How do you feel about Jesse Johnson leaving the time? Have you heard his album, and if so, what do you think of it?
Well, to me, with Jesse and Morris and Jerome and Jimmy and Terry, they had the makings of one of the greatest R&B bands in history. I could be a little pretentious in saying that, but that's truly what I feel. There is no one that could wreck a house like they could. And I was a bit troubled by their demise, but like I said before, it's important that one's happy first and foremost. And as far as Jesse's record goes, chocolate, you know.
It was obvious from the Purple Rain tour, what with the extended jams on so many songs, that you were paying tribute to James Brown. Would you agree? Who besides James Brown were your major musical inspirations and influences? Obviously, we're thinking of Hendrix, Clinton, and Sly Stone.
James Brown played a big influence on my style. When I was about 10 years old, my stepdad put me on the stage with him, and I danced a little bit until the bodyguard took me off. The reason why I like James Brown so much is on my way backstage, on my way out, I saw some of the finest dancing girls I've ever seen in my life. And I think in that respect, he influenced me by his control over his group, his dancing girls. There's apples. And there's oranges. Another big influence was Joni Mitchell. She taught me a lot about color and sound. And to her, I'm very grateful.
In the Rolling Stone interview, you said you were surprised by so many people comparing you to Hendrix when you play guitar, because you've always been more into Santana than Hendrix as a guitarist. To
Yes.
us, that's apparent.
A lot had to do with like I say, the color of my skin. And that's not where it's at all. It really isn't. Hendrix was very good, but there'll never be another one like him, and it would be a pity to try. I strive for originality in my work, and hopefully it'll be perceived that way.
We know your father is a musician too. Have you ever, or would you ever, try to get your father's music released on an album?
I did. He co-wrote Computer Blue with Matt, Lisa, and I, and he co-wrote The Ladder and several tunes on the new album. He's full of ideas. It'd be wonderful to put out an album on him, but he's a little bit crazier than I am.
We know you gave Andre Simone the song Dance Electric for his new album, and we know that you two had some kind of falling out a few years back. When and how did you patch things up?
I saw him in a discotheque one night, and I grabbed him by his shirt and I said, "Better come on, get this hit. You know I got this hit, don't you? Dance Electric? It's funky. It's funky. You need it. You need this. Don't, hey, come here. Don't you play. Hey. No, you're not crazy. I'm crazy. I'm the one that's crazy. Okay? What you gonna do? You gonna come by? For real? You mean you ain't mad or nothing? So what? Yeah, tomorrow. Noon? Cool.
We hear rumors that the Revolution may be recording an album of its own.
I don't know, it'll be too strange. They're very talented people, but and together we're, so I'd rather stay here than.
Can you tell us about Paisley Park?
Paisley Park is an alternative. I'm not saying it's greater or better. It's just something else. It's multicolored, and it's very fun.
Can you comment at all on that incident after the American Music Awards last January?
We had talked to the people that were doing the USA for Africa. And they said it was cool that I gave up a song for the album, which was the best thing for both of us, I think. I'm strongest in a situation where I'm surrounded by people I know. I met all these folks today. Ain't that right? Right. See? You know. So, it's better that I did it that way, the music, than going down and participating there. I probably would have just clammed up with so many great people in the room. I'm an admirer of all people who participated in that particular outing, and I don't want there to be any hard feelings. And as far as the incident concerning the photographer goes, it's on the flip side of pop life. Hello, and the main thing it says is that we're against hungry children. Our record stands tall. And there's just as much hunger here at home. And we'll do everything we can, but y'all got to understand that a flower that has water will grow. And a man misunderstood will go.
Have you changed your mind about touring since you announced that the Purple Rain tour would be your last?
No. I didn't plan on touring for a while. There's so many other things to do.
Now that Purple Rain has made you such a huge superstar, do you worry about the possibilities of a backlash against you?
One thing I'd like to say is that I don't live in a prison, and I'm not afraid of anything. I haven't built any walls around myself. I am just like anyone else. I need love and water, and I'm not afraid of a backlash because, like I say, there are people who will support my habits as I have supported theirs. And I don't really consider myself a superstar. I live in a small town, and I always will, because I can walk around and be me. And that's all I want to be. That's all I ever tried to be. I didn't know what was going to happen. I just tried to do my best. And if somebody dug it, then
What are your religious beliefs?
I believe in God. There's only one God. And I believe in the afterworld. Hopefully, we'll all see it. I been accused of a lot of things contrary to this. And I just want people to know that I'm very sincere in my beliefs. And I pray every night. And I don't ask for much. I just say thank you. All the time.
Coupe.